Today's thrift with me is just gonna be like, just looking for whatever.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here. Boop.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 right here. Hello, happy sunny day. What is up? Today's video, we are in LA for a come thrift with me, but not only are we doing that, we are actually doing it with a very special guest, Haley from Haley's Corner. If you guys remember, literally at the end of 2019, I'm pretty sure, we had filmed a come thrift with me in LA, and not only did we go thrifting, but that was the first time we had ever met in person, and obviously a lot of things have happened since then, but she ended up taking a last minute trip to LA to visit her sister, and she texted me a couple days ago being like, hey, I'm gonna be in LA, do you want to go thrifting? And I said 100% heck yes. I am so excited to not only go thrifting with her, I feel like she's gone through a big style change with her personal fashion. I feel like my personal fashion has also changed quite a bit since we had thrifted together, and basically we're starting first at a Goodwill I've never been to. I'll leave all the addresses of whatever thrift stores we go to right in the description box, but this one had honestly really good reviews, so I have high hopes, but I do have a couple different thrift stores that we may go to after. She is on her way here, and once she does, we will go head on into the thrift store, and I'll like introduce her on camera. Yeah. Alrighty, look who I have! I have Haley! Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be reunited.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've actually gone to film together.
We both kind of came to the conclusion that today's thrift with me is just gonna be like, just looking for whatever. Exactly.
Sparks of joy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's what I really want to try to implement with this thrift with me, is like waiting for that piece, you know?
This girl's probably gonna give me advice because I'm going through a bit of a style dilemma right now, and this girl's got her stuff together.
Oh my goodness,
Her
oh, you're
outfits
so
are always
nice.
on point.
Oh, you're so nice. I'm
Oh my
really
goodness.
excited. Let's go thrifting. So we are in. I honestly don't really know exactly where I want to start. I don't know. I'm gonna start maybe in the women's blouses. This is actually such a beautiful blazer. It's like mint green. I think this is so nice. I don't know because it kind of seems a little bit tight around the waist area, but really pretty. I mean, this top is actually kind of cute. I like the little ruffles on the neck, and I feel like with some trousers like tucked in, that would look really nice. I really love the collar, but it's like, I'm not gonna wear the top by itself. A little bit chaotic to where nothing's really categorized, but that's totally okay. It just means that it's gonna take a little bit longer to go through everything. Sweater is a fun little color. This is so pretty, but it's in an extra small. I feel like it may be too small. Ugh. I feel like I'm kind of in a weird place where it's like, I don't know if I want to thrift winter or like spring. This is such a beautiful baby blue turtleneck. Holy moly, it's in a medium. It's like, it's one of those materials where it's not itchy, but it's stiff. And I feel like with that, I would rather have it a little bit bigger. I really like this red dress, but there's something about the V that I'm not like in love with. I feel like it doesn't really like look the greatest on me, so I'm gonna say no. Okay, so you know when I was like, oh my god, this blue turtleneck sweater is cute, but I feel like it would have been better in a looser fit. I mean, this is basically it. I'll just put it in my cart and we will come back to it. This is such an adorable little cardigan. Oh my goodness. It's like such a grandma lifestyle cardigan. It's so cute. Something I really want to find is like a set, like a trouser and blazer like pastel set. I found one for my friend Karina at a Goodwill, and like ever since then, I'm like, I want one. All right, I don't even know if you'll be able to hear me, to be honest, but I ended up actually only picking up one thing. One of the other things Haley actually really liked, and I just had to be honest with myself, the style of it, like I am really particular. It was a sweater. I'm very particular with my sweaters, and I just knew like the specific neck, I just wouldn't wear it. So I'm so happy that she ended up picking it up. But now we are going to head on over to another thrift store. Honestly, when you go thrifting in LA, like that's just how it is. You have to go to multiple. And the one thing I do want to say about thrifting in LA is there's so many different kinds of thrifting in LA depending on where you are. So where we are right now is very particular, and I wouldn't say it's like the best like place of thrifting. Like when you start going into the valley and that kind of thing, that's when the really like big, sometimes not as picked over thrift stores are. So it's very particular to where you actually are thrifting, and here it's a little bit harder, but that's okay. Anyway, let's head on over to the next thrift store. This thrift store was definitely a lot more organized than the previous one. It was all categorized by color, and I honestly hadn't gone back to this one since I think like mid 2019. The first time was when honestly Carrie used to live in LA, but they have a lot of like colorful things. This little button up, I was really tempted. I love actually the shade of orange. Usually I don't gravitate towards orange, but there was something about that top, but I just knew I wouldn't like give it the wear that it deserves. I decided to go also into the dresses to try to find some sort of trouser blazer pastel set, but alas, I did not find any. I wish this was in my size. It's by Dawn Joy Fashion. It's in a size 0, so I don't think it would fit me, but it's so pretty. I just feel like the fleece, it would just be too tight. Oh, so nice. A nice little velvet dress. It's in an extra small, so I don't think it would fit me, but very pretty. I don't really need this dress. It's by Pins and Needles. It's also in an extra small. Why is everything in an extra small in here? I mean, I think this would fit me, but like realistically, I don't need it. Beautiful like maxi skirt or maxi dress. These are nice. They're by Superdry. There definitely was a lot of Zara items here, and I found even previously when I had gone to this thrift store that there are a lot of name brands. They actually used to have an entire like rack of Reformation stuff. They don't have it anymore, but as you can see, they even had Everlane. They did have a rack of just name brand items, definitely a little bit pricier. Yeah, it was really nice in there. It was nice and like organized and like really chill. I ended up finding one piece, and I honestly feel really good with this trip in that I only picked up 2 pieces. I really wanted it to be like, okay, the pieces that I buy, I want to like really, really love. Sadly saying goodbye to Haley.
I know, it's okay. It was a little bit short-lived, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll make a trip out to Florida. It was so nice to see you, Alexa. And hopefully more thrift trips soon.
Alrighty, we are back home, and like I said, I ended up only thrifting 2 things, and it's very interesting because I feel like both of the things are very particular in, I guess, like style. Hi, Autumn. The first thing I ended up thrifting is this beautiful blouse from the Goodwill that we had gone to. It is originally from Zara. It was, I think, $7.99, and what really drew me in with this is this beautiful neck detail. I'm just thinking like layering up, or honestly even just by itself. I don't know. I just like saw this and knew I had to get it. And I just want to say, I also realized when I was going through the footage of Haley and I thrifting together that I really didn't get any footage of her, mainly because we were talking like as we were thrifting about just like life stuff. And then even before we started thrifting, we had sat in my car for like 45 minutes reconnecting and chatting. I just feel like when you look at the footage, you're like, were they even honestly thrifting together? But we were. Next, I ended up thrifting this blouse from the Council Shop. It was $8.79, and the thing that randomly like drew me in was this pussy bow tie. I just saw it and saw an outfit for it, and I'm so excited to style this, especially this color. It's such a bubblegum pink, but not a neon pink. I don't know, I just like saw this and knew I wanted to grab it, especially with the material. It's almost like a linen, which I really, really like. It does look a little bit wrinkly. I obviously washed it, but I think it's also because of it being almost like a linen material, it's kind of supposed to be a little bit wrinkly, which is my favorite thing because honestly all my clothes are wrinkled. I try to like do my best with like ironing and all that jazz, but you know, you can only do so much. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, check out Haley's channel if you have not already. I will have it linked right in the description. I feel like I went into this thrift with me with, again, the idea of only picking up things that I actually truly loved, and I feel like I accomplished that. If you do like thrifting and secondhand fashion, then make sure to subscribe right down below and hit that little bell to be notified every time I make a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is AlexSunshine83. I'll see you guys on Wednesday with a brand new video, and I hope you have a super sunny day. Bye!